Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. For this Sunday night football, we have action from Spain and La Liga as Atletico Madrid host Barcelona at the Wanda Metropolitano. With both sides making their way through to the Champions League last 8, it is focused back on the league campaign, which has been underwhelming for both. Atletico Madrid have got past Inter Milan through penalties in the week in the Champions League, so it has brought changes for Atletico. But for their form, it has been almost perfect in the league. From 14 games, they have won 13 of them at home, which was dropping 2 points when they drew 3-3 with Getafe in mid-December. But their away form has let them down, and Simeone's side only sit 5th in La Liga, 5 points behind Barca. And Barcelona find themselves in 3rd in spot in the league, as Xavi has already announced his departure at the end of the season. It will be next season when Barcelona can try and go for his 28th league title. But the away team for tonight are in good form, as Barcelona are unbeaten in their last 9 in all competitions, with their last defeat coming back in late January to Villarreal when that game ended 5-3. The last 3 meetings between these two have had the same scoreline and the same winner. Barcelona have won the last 3 by 1-0. In fact, Barcelona have won the last 4 meetings in a row, with Atletico's last win coming all the way back in October 2021 in a 2-0 win here at the Metropolitano. So, will Atletico close the gap to 3 points behind Barca, or can Xavi's side make the gap to 9 to Atletico Madrid? It is a very important game, as a win for Barcelona would take them up to 2nd in the table. Girona has fallen to another defeat, and it does look like it is a league title which is Real Madrid's for this season. Real Madrid are on 72 points, Girona is on 62, Barcelona are on 61. Bilbao have won this weekend, so they go up to 4th, going above Atletico Madrid. They're on 56 points, and tonight's home side, Atletico Madrid, currently sit in 5th on 55 points. So a win for Madrid would put them back to 4th. It would put them 3 points behind Barcelona. But for the away side tonight, Barcelona, they could go all the way up to 2nd, 2 points above Girona. And that would probably be the best season that Barcelona could probably have this season, finishing 2nd place. Obviously, it's too late to catch Real Madrid. But for Barcelona this season, they are in the Champions League quarter-finals. They have to face PSG, which will be a very interesting encounter. They were knocked out in the Copa del Rey quarter-final to Atletico Bilbao 4-2 after extra time away from home, and both sides have been knocked out of the Copa del Rey to Atletico Bilbao. Atletico Madrid lost to Bilbao 4-0 on aggregate in the Copa del Rey semi-final, so no trophy for either side so far this season. The league isn't really possible to win. They are in the Champions League, but they will be far from favourites to win it. So a main success this season for both sides will just be finishing as high as possible in the league table, and it can really switch around depending on the result. Tonight, a draw would put both sides a level on the team above them. Barcelona could go level on points with Girona, and Atletico Madrid could go level 1 points with Atletico Bilbao. So there's a lot to play for tonight. Obviously, there's a lot of pride in Spanish football. That is very fair to say. And there's a lot of ego. So neither side will want to lose this game. That is 100% for sure. Atletico Madrid will want to start some kind of revenge on Barcelona, with the fact that Barca have won the last 4 meetings between the two, the last 3 of them being 1-0. But Atletico Madrid have only won 3 of the last 10 against Barca. We haven't had any draws in the last 5 meetings between the two, so there's usually a winner, and as of late, it's usually been Barcelona who have come out as victorious. And Atletico Madrid just aren't in great form in general. 2 wins in the last 5, 3 in the last 10, and that includes their penalty victory against Inter Milan in the week, where they won the game 2-1 to take it to extra time. Dimarco put Inter Milan 2-0 up on aggregate, and then a minute or 2 after, Griezmann got Madrid back in the game, and then Memphis Depay got the equaliser on the 87th minute to send it to extra time, and then through to penalties it went, and it was a 3-2 win on penalties for Atletico Madrid. in a very important game, which has allowed Atletico Madrid to keep dreaming of a Champions League title. They have got close twice before under Diego Simeone, losing both finals to Real Madrid in 2014 and 2016, I believe. And the last league title that was won by Atletico Madrid was in the 2020-2021 season. They have won 2 La Ligas in the last 10 seasons. The last season they finished outside the top 4 was in the 2011-2012 season. So Atletico Madrid have usually found themselves in the top 4 more often than not in the last 12 or so seasons. But Bilbao are right on their tail, currently sitting 4th in their place, but Atletico Madrid do have this game to put themselves back into that top 4 once again. It is a beautiful looking stadium, the Wanda Metropolitano, which was reopened in 2017 and was refurbished for Atletico Madrid to move into, and it cost €240 million to reshape and rebrand and get themselves a new home. And we have had plenty of changes between the two, and we'll go through them shortly. So we will start with the home side, and it is 3 changes from their win against Inter Milan in the week. It is Jan Oblak in goal, facing Barcelona for the 24th time in his career. A back 5 of Nahuel Molina at right wing back. At left wing back is going to be Samuel Lino, and the 3 centre halves of Stefan Savic, who got a red card last season against Barca, Axel Witsel, and Reinildo working as a left centre back. He hasn't featured in the last 2 against Barcelona. 3 across the midfield. Rodrigo de Paul matches the amount of appearances he made in all competitions last season. He's made 38 this season, the same as last. Pablo Barrios is one of those changes. He comes in for Koke, and alongside him is going to be Marcus Llorente, formerly of Real Madrid. He's making his 200th La Liga appearance, and 2 players leading the line up front is Alvaro Morata, who's got 14 La Liga goals this season. His best ever campaign for goals in a season was back in the 2016-27 season in La Liga. He got 15 in 26 for Real Madrid, so he's looking to match his best ever goal scoring season. He'll play alongside number 17 Rodrigo Riquelme, who is Madrid born, and he is making his 16th start of the season in all competitions, and he comes in for Antoine Griezmann. So for Barcelona, they make 3 changes as well from their starting 11 against Napoli in their last 16 win in the week. It is Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal, making his 20th appearance against Atletico Madrid. A back 4 of Jules Koundé, who's making appearance 150 in La Liga. At left back is young 17-year-old Hector Fort, who comes in for the injured Cancelo. And in the 2 centre-backs, it's going to be Ronald Araujo and Pau Kubasi, who is just 17 years old. He turned 17 on the 22nd of January. He made his debut for Barcelona in La Liga a day before turning 17. He looks like a real quality asset just at the age of 17, and he plays alongside Ronald Araujo at the back for Barcelona. The holder midfielder will be former Chelsea defender Andreas Christensen, 2 central midfielders of Ilkay Gundogan and Sergio Roberto, who's playing his first minutes in La Liga since the 1st of January. On the right-hand side is going to be João Felix, who is on loan from Atletico Madrid. He scored the only goal in the reverse game between these two back in early December. On the left is going to be former Leeds winger Rafinha, who's got 2 assists in the last 2 games against Atletico Madrid. And the goal-scoring machine, Robert Lewandowski, leads the line up front for Barcelona. He's failed to score in his last 3 in the league, but he scored in both games, home and away, against Napoli in the Champions League last 16. They are both starting 11s, as you can see on screen. That is the kits they are wearing. Atletico Madrid in their red and white, and Barcelona in their predominantly yellow colours with a little bit of red around the collar. And tonight's referee will be Jose Martinez, 40 years of age. He became a La Liga referee back in 2015, so vastly experienced, and he's going to have quite the game to handle here, because we know what Spanish football can be like. It can be very hot-headed, it can get very heated, and there are 2 captains, Sergio Roberto, who is the Barcelona club captain, and he is facing the Atletico Madrid captain for tonight, and that is Jan Oblak. And the Slovenian goalkeeper Jan Oblak has been at the club since July 2014, almost 10 years at the club now, and he's played in every game so far this season for Atletico Madrid. Not loads of goals between these two recently. Like I say, 3 1-0 wins in a row for Barcelona. And obviously, Barcelona won't be complaining about the amount of goals being scored. As long as they're winning, I don't think they'll care too much. But it is a huge night for both in terms of getting into that top 4 and finishing as high as possible. Like I say, the league title is almost gone for both, really. I doubt any team will be catching Real Madrid now, as they've got a 10-point lead at the moment at the top of the table. But they want to be finishing as high as possible. Barcelona will have a new head coach at the start of next season, as Xavi has already announced his departure from the club. He won the League and Super Cup last season. And this season hasn't quite gone to plan, but there has been mitigating circumstances why it hasn't gone to plan. You know, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, the goalkeeper, kept 26 league clean sheets last season, which is absolutely ridiculous. And he's been out this season from November to February, missing 17 games altogether with a back injury. So they have missed key players at key moments in the season. That is why Barcelona aren't quite where they were last season. Barcelona won the league with 88 points. It was their first league title since 2019. But it's a huge game tonight in La Liga, as Barcelona have travelled all the way to the Wanda Metropolitano. It'll be Barcelona with kick-off. I believe they will be kicking left to right, Atletico Madrid right to left for this first half. Both sides coming into this game off the back of progression through to the Champions League quarter-finals, and it is Barcelona kicking left to right, Atletico Madrid right to left here, as Barcelona have got us underway, and it is in possession on halfway line with their number 23 of Jules Koundé making appearance 150 in La Liga, a lot of them also coming for Sevilla, the club he was at for 3 years previous before joining Barcelona. As it is, the away side still on the ball with Ilkay Gundogan in the midfield trying to go across the right back Koundé, and it finds him. He switches it out to the left. It's a header backwards for Atletico Madrid, and the home side are in possession of the ball. It was a good header back there by Molina to cut the possession out there for Atletico Madrid. As Jan Oblak goes long for the home side. It's headed away on the halfway line by Kubasi. And it's Barcelona in possession. Out to the right wing here to Rafinha. He's got Reinildo in front of him. He's been forced backwards here, Rafinha, and he finds Koundé. It's now Gundogan, then back it goes into Ronald Araujo. At the back for Barcelona, the Uruguayan, who missed out on the World Cup last year due to an injury. But he's becoming one of the better centre-backs in Europe. Ronald Araujo, he's very quick, and he has scored previously against Atletico Madrid in a 4-2 win back in the 21-22 season, as Rafinha loses possession to Riquelme, whose heavy touch just is taken off him there by Koundé, and Barcelona are back in possession midway side their own half. It's Gundogan out to the left here. As I think we've had a change here in Barcelona's starting 11, I'll keep you up to date with that, but I can see Fermin Lopez starting. It was meant to be... I'm not quite sure who's not in. Let me keep up to date with that. But I see number 16 playing, so who's come out? It is Andres Christensen, who's dropped out of the Barcelona starting 11. He was named in the starting 11, Andres Christensen, but for whatever reason, he's not been able to start the game. So it is Fermin Lopez in that centre of midfield. He did start the game against Napoli in the week. So already a change right before the game for Barcelona, as it's an Atletico Madrid throw-in in the final third on the far side. It's going to be a longer throw into the box here, 2.5 minutes in. Witzel's in there from the back, so is Llorente as well from midfield. In it goes towards Witzel. Header one there for Barcelona and volleyed on the edge of the box, and they can push out up the field here, Barcelona, as it's with Jan Oblak in the 18-yard box for Atletico Madrid. He'll clear it long down the right-hand side here. Beyond the halfway line, it's a free touch there for Kubasi, who can keep the ball away from Llorente. And it's Barcelona on the ball. with Sergio Roberto, who's been tackled from behind by De Paul, but can shift it away from the press of Riquelme. And Barcelona have just about kept it as they've got it with Kubasi. It's now with the left-back Hector Fort. Both Kubasi and Fort on that Barcelona left-hand side of the defence are both 17 years old. There is a lot of inexperience in this Barcelona side, including them two 17-year-olds, but that doesn't mean they haven't got a lot of promise and potential and natural raw talent. They must do to be able to get in the Barcelona starting 11 so young in such a game as well. This is a very big game. It's a big ground to go to. It holds 70,000 fans, the Wanda Metropolitano. Barcelona have the possession. Koundé goes long down the right-hand side, picked up on halfway by Lino for Atletico Madrid. Morata to the left here to Riquelme. It's now with number 24, Barrios for Atletico Madrid. Heavy touch from Riquelme. He's tackled by Koundé, who kicks it off Riquelme. And that'll be a throw in for Barcelona in the right-back area. It's thrown into the 18-yard box here to Araujo. Clips it forward. Bit of height on the pass here towards Lewandowski, who's able to flick the ball on towards Rafinha. Headed away by Ronaldo for Atletico Madrid. Bit of battling in the midfield here between Barrios and Lewandowski. And it's Atletico Madrid to come out with the ball here. Down the line to Leno, who goes down this left flank here for Riquelme, who's kept himself onside. Holds the ball up here and plays it back to Leno, the left wing back for Atletico Madrid. Leno running at Gundogan and Koundé, trying to pull it back into the 18-yard box. It's been blocked off by Koundé, and that'll be an early corner for Atletico Madrid on this near side. A lot of early action already in this game. And it'll be a right-footed in-swinger here from Riquelme, who is starting up front for the home side tonight. Had a loan spell at Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago. The cross goes in. It's a deep one to the far post towards Witsel. Has to be headed behind by Koundé, who will concede another corner on the opposite side this time. Made sure he won that header strongly. Jules Koundé, who's only ever lost once against Atletico Madrid in 9 previous meetings. His only loss came when he was at Sevilla, away from home. So it's going to be an outswinger this time with a right-footed delivery in. Referee just having a few words with some of the players in the 18-yard box as the corner will be delivered in. It's towards the penalty spot. It's headed away by Roberto. Put back in out to the left-hand side here for Atletico Madrid to Riquelme. He's forced back to the halfway line here for the home side with Llorente. Back out to the left to Riquelme. Looks for a ball over the top for Morata in the area. Flag stays down for the moment. Morata has it. His touch gets away from him, but he can get beyond Araujo, brought down, but the flag eventually goes up. They're going to have to check that one for offside, because if not, there's a big shout for a penalty. As Morata received the ball on the left, yeah, he's offside. He has gone early. But as he received the ball just to the left side of the box, he tried to chop onto his right foot, and his touch was just a bit heavy. But he was just about able to get there ahead of Araujo, and that would have been a penalty. Araujo went right through the back of Morata. But the former Chelsea, Juventus, Real Madrid striker was caught offside. But Araujo's got away with that. Erratic defending by the Uruguayan. And it's Barcelona to build from the back. They've had a lot of possession, Barcelona, but a lot of it in their own half as Roberto can't quite get the ball away from De Paul in the area. Squares it. Barrios with the shot, and it's just gone wide. It's risky football from Barcelona, and they were almost punished early on. Pablo Barrios searching for his first La Liga goal of the season. Ter Stegen's ball towards Roberto. Found its way to De Paul instead, and he squared it to Barrios right on the edge of this 18-yard box. Very central, so had to just curl it towards that right-hand side of the goal, and it just didn't curl in enough for Pablo Barrios, and it's still 0-0, but Atletico Madrid looking the most likely team to score early on. It's Ter Stegen's ball to Lewandowski, can't be kept by the Polish striker. Won back by Witsel, ball forward towards Morata, overhit, and into the hands of Ter Stegen, who rolls that quickly to Gundogan. Back to Araujo on the edge of the box. Now with right back Koundé, who goes long down the Barcelona right flank where Rafinha will chase it. It goes in behind Leno, who can see the ball out there for a goal kick. Very adventurous pass there by Koundé. And Rafinha has pace, but not quite quick enough to keep that one in. Not a bad attempt by Barrios. Couple of inches wide. Not a bad attempt at all by the 20-year-old central midfielder who got into the Atletico Madrid first team back in October 2022. And it's Barcelona back on the ball in the 18-yard box here with Ter Stegen. He's had a few nervy passes already, but that one's perfect. Right through here to Lopez in the midfield, in the centre circle. Fouled by De Paul. No, says the referee. Won the ball. And it's the home side back in possession on the edge of the 18-yard box here with number 15, Stefan Savic, who spent a season at Manchester City, and they won the league title with them back in 2012, but they've given the ball away here through Molina. It's now Barcelona on the left-hand side. Fort, the left-back. Good bit of skill to get the ball back to Gundogan. That's now on the halfway line here with Koundé. Looking out to the right wing here, finds Rafinha. He's got Leno following him, so he has to go back to Koundé in the Barcelona half, and then into the 18-yard box it goes here to Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. 31 years of age now, the German goalkeeper. 38 appearances for his country, none of them in any major competition. As Barcelona win a free kick here, Lewandowski down just before the halfway line. Brought down there by Axel Witsel. That'll be the main duel in the game. Axel Witsel, who's been deployed as a central centre-back in the back five now for Atletico Madrid, converted to a centre-back since his move to Atletico Madrid. And he's mainly been converted to a centre-back this season. And he'll have a lot of battles with Lewandowski tonight. As Ter Stegen on the edge of the box. Drills it low to Lewandowski in the centre circle. Moves himself away from Witsel this time. Plays it to the left. It'll be kept in by Fort. Now Kubasi, this young centre-back, he goes high and over the top towards Lopez. It's an important header there by Ronaldo. And it's Barcelona to still have the ball on the far side. On the halfway line here with Ilkay Gundogan. Not the worst ball in the world there by Kubasi, the young centre-back. As they go in behind again, looking for Rafinha, cut out this time by Leno. Plays it forward with his right foot to Morata. Tries to go back towards Barrios, but it's intercepted by Barcelona's Ilkay Gundogan. And it's back in Barcelona possession. And it's a very interesting head-to-head between these two. In terms of their home record and away record, Atletico Madrid haven't lost at home this season in the league, and Barcelona haven't lost away in the league all season. They've won 7 and drawn 6. So one of those unbeaten records could be taken away tonight, as Rafinha down the right-hand side for Barcelona has entered the box, tries the cross, deflects off Leno, and on this near side it'll be a Barcelona corner. Well won there by Rafinha, who will have his work cut out tonight with Atletico Madrid and their defensive unit on the left side with Samuel Lino and Reynaldo. So it'll be Ilkay Gundogan to take it with his right foot. Signed on a free in the summer from Manchester City. He's got 5 league goals this season, but hasn't scored in his last 5. He's looking to be the creator this time. Into the near post it goes, header away by Morata. It'll be chased down here for Atletico Madrid, and they will get there first. And the attack is on. Lino down the left-hand side. Can't get away from Rafinha. Brilliant defending from the number 11 for Barcelona, because that could have been dangerous there for Samuel Lino for Atletico Madrid. The number 12, the left wing-back for the home side tonight. He spent last season on loan at Valencia, a team that he last scored against in the league this season, back on the 28th of January. So on the halfway line, it's Gundogan on the ball. Goes to the left there to Kubasi. It's now with Hector Fort. Back here into Sergio Roberto, who lets it run for Araujo, then gets the ball from the Uruguayan. Sergio Roberto, who has been at the club since the age of 14, joined in 2006. This is his 365th appearance for Barcelona. Much more of an impact player these days, more than ever. Sergio Roberto, as Rafinha's pass can't quite find Lopez, but it's one back from the header from Koundé, straight to the left wing back of Atletico Madrid, and that is Samuel Lino. As play's going to have to be stopped here. Oblak had the ball, but an Atletico Madrid player has stayed down as Koundé won the header. Maybe using a bit of arm there. Jules Koundé just taking down Riquelme. Bit of a hand in the face. Nothing that will force Riquelme off the ball, off the pitch or anything like that, he'll be able to continue, that's for sure. Slight little knock to the face there by Jules Koundé. So it'll be Atletico Madrid to get us back underway. It'll be a drop ball to their goalkeeper of Jan Oblak, who's got the 9 clean sheets so far this season in the league. 4 at home, 5 away, 3 in the last 10 for the home side today. And we've just been massively let down by their away form this season. They've only lost once here all season at home in all competitions, and that was in the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg, losing 1-0 to Bilbao on the 7th of February. As it's Barcelona back in possession, Koundé on the edge of his box heading back to the goalkeeper of Ter Stegen. He takes his time on the ball here. Sends it forward, up towards Lewandowski, headed away by Witsel. And he'll fall towards Rafinha, but it'll be Lino to get there first for Atletico Madrid. And it's the home side back on the ball, midway inside their own half here with Reinildo. Into the centre of the park here to De Paul. Back to Reinildo again. He wants to go forward, but he's been forced to go back by the press of Rafinha. Oblak curls it to the left here. Lino can just about keep it in, but he touches it into Lopez, who with the diving header can get there ahead of Barrios and keep the possession for Barcelona. That's really good from Barcelona's number 16, Fermin Lopez, who's come in as a last-minute replacement for Christensen, who was meant to start for Barcelona tonight. It's now Gundogan. All Atletico Madrid players currently behind the ball as Roberto works out to the Barcelona right here to Rafinha. Quickly through to Koundé, who's made a run from right back. Wants to cross it. First one's blocked off, but he'll have a second bite at it here. Koundé's brought down in the box, and the referee says no. Immediately tells him to get up, and Atletico Madrid want to counter here with Rodrigo Riquelme charging down the left-hand side here. He's one-on-one with Araujo. He's got Morata up there with him. He'll look for Morata. He'll find Morata, who flicks it onto the right here. Chance for Atletico Madrid. Molina on his left foot, strikes it, it deflects, and it drops in the box where the clearance can be brought in by Araujo. And I think an offside flag's gone up there anyway. But I thought there was a bit of a shout for a penalty there on Koundé as he dribbled into the box onto his left foot. Went down early. Looking for it there, Koundé. Good call from the referee. Definitely searching for that one, but it's been a lively first 15 minutes. The offside flag up there on Morata as Molina took his left-footed shot. Morata was in an offside position. Ter Stegen on the ball. Outside his 6-yard box, clips it forward over the head of Lewandowski, headed forward by Witsel towards Llorente. It just goes over his head and back through for Ter Stegen. He rolls it. Thought about rolling it to his left, but instead drops it in front of his own feet here. And Ter Stegen will play a ball high this time. Up towards Rafinha, who can head it towards Lewandowski, cut out by Witsel to Jan Oblak in the 18-yard box for Atletico Madrid. And Oblak himself will send this one long into the centre circle towards Riquelme. It'll bounce beyond him and it'll be cleaned up by Araujo, who volleys it forward. Headed away, though, by Barrios. Gundogan kicks backwards. And it's Barcelona in possession with their number 20 and captain, Sergio Roberto. Who has it on the halfway line here for Barcelona. Roberto, ball forward to Lewandowski, deflects off De Paul. And it's now the home side in possession. It's Morata on the halfway. He's got options to his left. Then he brings in Lino, the left wing back, the Brazilian. He can be a real threat down the left-hand side. Goes back here into Barrios. Pass to his right to De Paul. Midway inside the Barcelona half. The World Cup winner, Rodrigo De Paul, curls it to the right-hand side here to another Argentine, and that is Molina. He keeps it away from Fort, the Barcelona left-back, and it's back into De Paul again. Everyone behind the ball for Barcelona, except Lewandowski. As it's back to this near side here, to Barrios. Down the line it goes to Riquelme. Gundogan is the one in front of him. Riquelme trying to go on the outside of Gundogan, and he does so nicely, goes down as well. And that'll be a free kick. Went the long way around Gundogan and got himself in front of the German international. And as he got across Gundogan, he was brought down by the former Manchester City midfielder. Just tripped him on the edge of the box. Not a lot of contact in it, in fairness. Slight clip of the foot, maybe, as Riquelme was falling to the ground. Gundogan can't believe it, but that's what the decision is. It's towards the byline, so it's almost like a corner, but 10 yards further forward. It's a bit of a nasty angle for a free kick, really. So it'll be a cross. But Barcelona will definitely have to watch out who's in and around the area, more so who's around the 18-yard box. On the edge of that, it's Riquelme over it. They've got a couple lining up on the edge of the box. Riquelme kicks it low, straight at the one-man wall of João Felix, so I don't think he's had a touch of the ball so far. The man on loan from Atletico Madrid. And the ball goes behind for a corner. I mean, I knew it was going to be a hard free kick to capitalise from because it was in a bit of an awkward area, but to kick it straight at the one-man wall is something I didn't expect to see, but it's resulted in a corner, so can't complain. And it goes near post again from Riquelme. Header won by Gundogan. It's now with Molina, who goes across to his right to Deport. He's been forced to go back to Oblak outside in the 18-yard box for Atletico Madrid. The Slovenian sends it long. Down the Atletico Madrid right, headed on by Molina. Held up by Morata momentarily, but then brought down by Araujo. Nothing given by the referee. And it's Barcelona back in possession. He was looking for something there, Alvaro Morata, who's only scored twice previously against Barcelona in 14 meetings against tonight's opposition. One of them just in the Champions League final for Juventus in 2015, a game they lost 3-1 in the end. That was Barcelona's last Champions League as well, that one in 2015. Barcelona on the ball, centre circle, with Sergio Roberto coming out to this near side here to Fermin Lopez. And then back into Koundé. Bit of time on the ball, goes into Araujo. Bit of space out on the left for Hector Fort, the left back, if they want to work it towards him. Instead, they go to the right-hand side here to Koundé. Forward for Lewandowski, he's dropped into a pocket of space and links up with Lopez. It's now to Rafinha in the right wing position. Still quite far from goal. Goes across to his left to Roberto. On once more to Gundogan, who can't quite work it towards Hector Fort. Cut out by Molina. Poor giveaway by Gundogan, who's taken on by Molina. And then he can find Morata on the halfway line. Then to the left here for Lino, who's got the run in behind. But he'll keep the ball himself here, Lino. On his right foot, edge of the box. Scoops it in there for Morata, who tries to use his body to get a shot off at goal. But it ran across his body instead and out and behind for a goal kick. Not the worst of balls by Samuel Lino, who got onto his stronger right foot from that left-hand side and delivered the ball in. But Morata couldn't quite work a shot on goal. Alvaro Morata, who's got 20 goals this season in all competitions. It's really one of his better seasons he's ever had in his career. As Atletico Madrid win it back. Stefan Savic, a strong challenge on Felix. Nothing given by the referee. And it's now Atletico Madrid on the ball. On this near side, Lino back into Reinildo, who goes high. In behind the Barca defence here, Koundé heads forward, away from Morata. Gundogan lifts it down the line, can't quite find Rafinha. Brought forward here by Reinildo, who will charge down the Atletico Madrid left-hand side, but it's a really good sliding challenge from Koundé to stop him in his tracks. And it'll be a Atletico Madrid throw-in. Well-timed challenge there by Jules Koundé, who played every minute in the World Cup knockout stages for France in the Qatar campaign, where they reached the final but were beaten by Argentina on the penalties. They've worked it to the far side here, the home team. Marcus Llorente, 1-2 with Molina. It's brilliant. Molina's in behind, and he goes for an early cross. It's a high one towards Lino, who can control it. He sends himself away from goal, and it calms the attack down for Atletico, but Lino will run at Koundé, now in the box, onto his left foot, squares it, comes off Morata, and behind it goes for a corner. Atletico definitely look like the team who will probably break the deadlock. Just inside their own half, they worked a brilliant 1-2 between Llorente and Molina, who was sent away into the Barcelona half. He went for an early cross to the far post towards Lino, whose touch just sent him away from goal, but as he took on Koundé, his ball was dealt with in the end as Barrios shoots from the corner that's been worked to the edge of the area, deflected to the ball, curls it to the right-hand side here to Stefan Savic, who controls, gets it away from João Felix. It's now Llorente on the angle to cross it from the far side to the far post. It's headed away by Lewandowski. It'll be collected here by Atletico Madrid. Well, they'll let the ball roll out instead, as Riquelme had Rafinha chasing him down from behind. It's been an exciting opening 22.5 minutes here at the Wanda Metropolitano. A lot of energy from Atletico, despite playing 120 minutes in the week against Inter Milan. Looks like it might be a longer throw in here for Atletico into the 18-yard box. They're actually throwing it short here to Lino. It goes into Riquelme. Back to Barrios on a bit of a nicer angle for a cross. He won't go for it. He'll go to Reinildo instead, who's been given time to cross it. And it's Morata to beat Koundé to it. Ball still alive in the box. It's cleared by Koundé off of Morata. And it'll be a goal kick for Barcelona. I'm not quite sure why Reinildo was given so much time to cross that ball then. Especially when they've got Alvaro and Morata in the box, who's usually so dangerous this season. But for Barcelona, they have still got another El Clasico to play near the end of the season on the 21st of April, travelling to the Santiago Bernabeu. They've also got to play Girona again, who are currently second place, but could drop to third if Barcelona win tonight. Rafinha tripped on this near side, just inside the Barca half, but nothing's been given by the referee. I'm very surprised by that, and so is Xavi. But play continues here. Morata in a left wing position. Riquelme pass comes off Koundé. And that'll be a throw-in for Atletico. Just looked like it was a... Oh, no, he tripped himself. Sorry. My fault. Tripped himself, it seems. I don't think there was contact from Lino there. I really don't. I mean, if it was the slightest bit of contact to force Rafinha to trip himself up. Not overly sure, though, but it'll be Barcelona on the ball, midway inside their own half here with Pau Kubasi, the 17-year-old, wasn't quite involved in the first team when these two sides last met in early December. Now with right back Koundé. Tries to get away from Riquelme, does do so very nicely, and then can't get away from Reinildo as the last touch comes off Koundé, throwing just beyond the halfway line for Atletico here. Throw it back into their own half here with Lino. A lot of the Atletico Madrid possession coming down this left-hand side. Now on the edge of the box with Barrios. Back into Oblak in the 6-yard area. Goes to his left to Barrios again. Keeps the ball in on this near side. It goes forward. Where Gundogan can't win it off Lino. Brilliant bit of skill to turn away from the German midfielder. And then into Morata, who can hold it up against Koundé. Morata still has it. Goes backwards to Barrios. Forward off the head of Roberto and out for a Atletico Madrid throw-in. It's been a lively start in this one. Home side definitely been on top so far. But the last 8 meetings between these two have been in La Liga. Their last non-La Liga meeting was in the semi-final of the Super Cup back in January 2020. There's an offside flag up there on the far side on Nahuel Molina. Your sub count is moving up nicely. Good to see. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that. It is moving in the right direction. We've still got a lot of commentaries coming this season. I actually counted the other night, and I think I've done, including today's commentaries, I think I've covered 90 games this season, which is absolutely crazy. And it's good to see that the subs have been coming in to kind of reward all the streams I've been doing, which is nice to see. So Barca on the ball in their 18-yard box with Araujo. Goes into ter Stegen, being closed down here by Morata. Gets it to his left here to Kubasi. He's now with a left-back foot. He's got Molina in front of him. Kicks it off the Atletico number 16. And in the defensive third for Barca, it's a throw-in with Hector Fort, who is usually a Spanish under-17s international. Has been playing for them for the last year or so. He clears it forward towards Felix. Can't quite find the Portuguese international. Ball in behind here for Atletico Madrid in the box towards Llorente. Tackle by Kubasi, but the flag's gone up there. As it was played in behind, Llorente was coming back from an offside position. Played forward on the halfway line by Savic, and Llorente just went early. So did Morata as well. Well held line there by Barcelona. Thank you to everyone who is here. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic. Only the one commentary next week, and it's on the Sunday, I believe, 4:30 kickoff. West Ham women taking on Chelsea women in the WSL, as we are going into an international break next week, which is devastating, but the next international break will be the Euros, so we won't be complaining then, football during the summer. So it's worked out in the end to be an Atletico goal kick. The last defeat that they picked up at home was against Barcelona in the 1-0 win back on the 8th of January 2023. So it's been well over a year since Atletico last lost a league game at home. That was 26 league home games ago. So they've become a real fortress here at the Wanda Metropolitano. As they go down the left-hand side here, Riquelme gets the last touch off Roberto, possibly. Yep, last touch off Gundogan, sorry, and that's a throw-in on halfway on this near side for Atletico with Samuel Lino, the 24-year-old, who came off the bench the last time these two sides met. He'll drop the ball here to Reinildo, who will take the throw-in here for Atletico. Throws it down the line here for Morata. He's got Koundé on his back, poked away from him by Rafinha, who kicks it back to the goalkeeper of Ter Stegen in the 18-yard box. Looks like he might have to go long here. He lifts it forward, looking for Lopez, chests it down for Roberto. Goes to the left back of Fort. And then forward, it's a brilliant ball to João Felix, who got Witsel on his back, and he's a foul. Bit too strong there from Axel Witsel in the centre circle. And the experienced Belgian kicks the ball away. See if he'll get a booking for that. Just had his arms around João Felix, who was the match winner the last time these two sides met at Barcelona. It's now on the near side with Rafinha in the final third. Can he work his magic? Cutting inside on his left foot, then playing it through for Lopez towards the byline. Wants to cut it back. And it kicks it off Reinildo. And that'll be a corner for Barcelona, who are showing signs of what they can do. And of course, we know what they can do. They've got brilliant attacking players with the likes of Rafinha, Lewandowski, Gundogan, Felix. So it's no surprise they are looking dangerous when they can get forward. I wouldn't say they would deserve the lead if they were to take it, but they would not shy away from taking an advantage here. It'll be a right-footed outswinger from Gundogan. 2 arms raised. Ball delivered into the box. It's a header away by Llorente for Atletico. It'll drop here for Barcelona towards the halfway line, where they've been forced to go backwards here to Ter Stegen. Midway side zone half here, the goalkeeper in an all-green kit tonight for Barcelona. Taking his time here to release the ball. Goes to his right here to Kubasi. For Barca, forward to Gundogan. Goes back here into Rafinha. Forward to Lopez in loads of space in between the midfield and defensive line of Atletico, but his touch was just slightly overhit. And it could be kicked away by Llorente for a throw-in on this near side for Barca. Really, talk about getting in between the lines. Fermin Lopez did that perfectly just then. Just his touch lacked the necessary quality to really kickstart that Barca attack. It's now with Barcelona on the halfway line with Koundé. To his left, 5 yards, is Gundogan, who's now on the ball for Barca. He goes to his left to Sergi Roberto. It's now with Fort, the left back. Back into Araujo on halfway. It's now into the number 33 of Pau Kubasi. On the near side of the right back, Koundé forward into the Atletico Madrid half of his pass to Lopez. Being tracked down from behind, and that'll be a free kick for Barcelona, I believe. Reinildo just slightly too aggressive there, I think, on Lopez. And here's a free kick taken short by Koundé to Gundogan. He's playing slightly deeper in that midfield position for Barca, because usually it's Christensen who holds for them in the midfield, but he was replaced very close to kick-off by Fermin Lopez. It's now midway side of the Barca half here with Roberto. It's to Gundogan, who's got Barrios following him. Has to go back to Kubasi, then into the 18-yard box to Ter Stegen, who lifts it back to the left here to Kubasi, who brings the touch down, but it's away from him, but it's kicked away from Llorente to Roberto. Got away with that there, Kubasi. It's now Gundogan going over the top here for Lewandowski. Will he get there? No, he won't, because the goalkeeper's out. And it was actually Lopez who was the one chasing that ball down. But Jan Oblak was quick to collect the ball inside his 18-yard box as Riquelme brought down by Koundé, and that'll be the first yellow of the game. Just inside the Atletico Madrid half, Koundé following his man in to the centre of the pitch, and yeah, catching him on the knee. Rightly given yellow card there for Jules Koundé, who's actually never been sent off for Barcelona yet since joining for €50 million last season. So it's going to be Atletico Madrid free kick here. I think it was Lino who was pulled back there. And it's going to be Riquelme to take the free kick on this near side. And it's been taken off him by Lino, who tells him to go away. Barcelona's line is on the edge of the 18-yard box. So it's an opportunity here for Atletico Madrid to launch this into the box. They play it across to a more central area here to De Paul, who will then cross it here down the left-hand side. Can't find Ronaldo. Massive waste for Atletico. Not quite sure what they were trying there, because they already had the angle for the cross from where the free kick was won. So I don't know why they played it into a more central position there with De Paul, whose ball was overhit, and out it went for a goal kick. Still 0-0 here. 11 minutes till half-time. Seems like it's flown by this first half. As it's Roberto down the left-hand side here for Lewandowski. In the area, in the corner of the box. He goes for the ball to the far post where Rafinha's free header's put wide. Nowhere near hitting the target. In the end there for Rafinha, who should have done miles better with that. It was just kept in on the far side by Hector Fort. And eventually the ball was worked to Lewandowski in the left wing position. Rafinha may have just been offside. But in the 6-yard box at the far post, he couldn't direct his header on target. Half chance for Barca, but one that could have been so much more. As Barca have it back, Rafinha into the centre circle here with Kubasi. Goes to his centre-back partner of Araujo. Forward to Gundogan. Plays a pass forward himself to Lewandowski. Tackled by Ronaldo. It's now with Riquelme. Charging down the left-hand side, overhits his touch, and it's a Barcelona throw midway side of their own half. Thrown back onto the edge of the box here by Koundé to Araujo. It's on the far side with Fort. Inside to Felix, cut out by Savic. Back to Fort. Less than 10 minutes to go till half-time. Still 0-0 here. It's with right back Koundé on the near side. Got time to find a pass. Goes forward here to Rafinha. First time pass inside. Can't be controlled successfully by Roberto. His ball drops to Morata. Nods it into Riquelme. His ball to the right to Barrios is just away from him. And it'll be a free kick for Barcelona. Ilkay Gundogan wants a booking. They're asking the questions of the referee. Barrios just pulling him back by the arm. I can see why they want a yellow card. Xavi is adamant that it's a yellow. The referee's kept his cards in his pockets, I believe. It's now on the halfway line with Gundogan. All Atletico Madrid players behind the ball. Kubasi. Fort, first time round the corner, looking for Lewandowski. Cleared by Witsel. Up in the air. It's controlled forward by Fort. Headed away by Savic. Nodded down by Roberto. All as far as Barrios for Atletico, who can work it to Riquelme. Back towards Lino, who works it away from Rafinha. Just inside his own half here, Lino. Plays a high ball up towards Llorente. Header one. Not even a header, he's chested it down there, Kubasi. Helped forward by Roberto. All as far as Atletico Madrid, Barrios. And they can't keep it through De Paul. Barca back on the ball. Roberto. Yeah, for all the possession that Barca have had in the game, so much of it has been in their own half. It seems like they've very rarely been in the opposition half. They go over the top here for Lopez, who may have beaten the offside trap. He controls it in the box. On the left-hand side, he shoots towards the near post. It's saved by Oblak. And the flag never came. Huge chance for Barcelona. He's making a lot of those runs at the moment. Fermin Lopez in behind. That one, it seems like he's timed to perfection, but the finish wasn't there to match it. Into the box. Felix on the angle. Needs the cut back. It deflects off Witsel. And it will be kept in on the corner flag by Molina, who lifts it down the line away from Fort. Kubasi gets there first ahead of Morata. Fort on the ball. Goes back to Roberto. It's now to Gundogan, 30 yards from goal. Gets beyond one player. And then plays it through into the area for Lewandowski. On the left side. On the angle. Cuts it back. And it's that man again. João Felix, on loan from Atletico Madrid, scores for the second time whilst on loan at Barcelona. He scored the only goal in the reverse fixture to give Barcelona the 3 points in early December. And despite being a ghost for the majority of this first half, he's barely been included in the game. He gets one chance and he takes it. Brilliant finish. Cut back from Lewandowski, about 6 yards out. Very instinctively, João Felix knew how to position his body to allow the ball to be finished into the back of the net, off his right foot. Brilliant skill from Gundogan, playing it through for Lewandowski. Cut back to Felix. First time, right-footed finish, opening up the body ever so slightly to allow the ball to run across his body and to prod the ball home from around 6 yards out into that far corner. No chance for Oblak. And he's come back to haunt his parent club. Not for the third time, but now for the second time this season. And before half-time here, it's Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 1. João Felix, again, scoring in back-to-back games against his parent club. Obviously in the Premier League, usually, if you're on loan at another Premier League club, you can't play against your parent team. But in European leagues, especially La Liga, I know there's no rule in place. You can play players that you've got on loan from other teams, hence why João Felix is starting, and he scored in both games against his parent club this season. Wow, that is a slap in the face. João Felix, who has scored 34 goals in his Atletico career, spent the last half of the season on loan last year at Chelsea, now spending the season on loan at Atletico. There's Lewandowski there, caught late by Witsel. And I think Xavi might get in the book here. Yeah, Xavi yellow carded before any Atletico Madrid players are carded. Which I can see why Xavi's frustrated, because an Atletico Madrid player should have been booked by now. But none have seen the cards, but Xavi has. And as well, if you are watching this in the UK, I mean, if you're in the UK, you can watch this game on ITV4 if you're interested. ITV4. As Barca come away down the left-hand side again. It's the young fullback of 4 in the final third. Crosses well towards Lewandowski, who swings at it but misses it completely. And Atletico can try and clear it here through Lino. Can't clear it in time, but oh no. The referee's given a free kick. Gundogan 40 won the ball, so did Xavi. And for Barcelona, it just seems like the referee's against them. I don't think that's a foul. Looks like Gundogan got the ball on the edge of the box. He did. That's not a foul. There's no way on earth it's a foul. This referee hasn't been great so far tonight. It's Atletico trying to break into the Barcelona box. It's a big slide challenge there from Kubasi to keep the ball away from Llorente. It'll be an Atletico corner on the far side. No, I think the flag's up, actually. I think the offside flag's gone up. Yeah, good line there. Araujo just pushing up in time to catch Morata offside. And has Xavi been sent off here? I'm not sure if he has. But Xavi is a very frustrated figure on the touchline. He's been sent off. This is ridiculous. I mean, I can only sympathise here with Xavi, because the referee hasn't had a good first half. And Xavi has just not been able to hold in his frustration. And I can sympathise. How no Atletico Madrid player has been booked so far, I don't know. Not like they've been dirty or dangerous. They've just done very smart fouls where realistically it should result in a yellow card, and they haven't. And Xavi has been sent off here for Barcelona, which I find very, well, maybe not harsh, because his reactions probably deserve the red, but I think that his reactions have been caused due to poor refereeing decisions. So yeah, Xavi sent off by the referee. I think that's arrogance from the referee, that. Because he's had a bad first half, I think, the referee tonight. He's got a few calls right, but some of the decisions that haven't gone Barcelona's way have been pretty poor. Oh, another free kick's gone against Barcelona. Now their assistant needs to calm himself down here for Barcelona. He has got 2 assistants. I think it's Oscar Hernandez who's taken over in the touchline. But in fairness, that one is a foul. Rafinha didn't get the ball there. Took out Ronaldo. And Atletico will now attack down their left-hand side here with Lino. In towards the final third. He's one-on-one with Rafinha. On his right foot, plays it across to his right here to De Paul. His body's in the area. He clips it into the box towards Llorente. It drops here for Morata, who shoots. And 12 yards out, he blazes it over the crossbar. Frustrated with himself there, Alvaro Morata, that he couldn't work that one on target. Ball went in by De Paul towards Llorente. Came off Hector Fort, dropped for Morata. And he tried to get over the ball as much as possible. But he still found the ball spinning over the crossbar. As despite Atletico probably looking the more dangerous side, it is Barcelona who lead at the moment by a 1-0. Goal kick goes long for Barcelona here, headed forward by De Paul. It's picked up by Riquelme. Morata goes back to Barrios towards the right side here to De Paul. Could help by Barcelona, but the loose touch falls to Atletico. Got away with that one there. It's now Barrios on this near side. In behind. Oh no. In behind for Riquelme, but nothing given against him. I thought he was pulled back by Koundé, but the referee says no. Still Atletico Madrid attack with Barrios. Riquelme on this near side. He's got everything to his right here. And lifts it into De Paul. Who finds Riquelme again. Back into Barrios. Crosses it towards Morata. Headed away on the edge of the box by Koundé. Recollected for Atletico by Ronaldo. It's now with Stefan Savic out to the far side here to Molina. Not got many options around him, so has to go back to Savic. It's now into De Paul. Who clips it out to the left here to Ronaldo. 1 minute of added on time here. It's now with Lino. On that right foot of his. Goes forward to Riquelme. 1-2. Lino has it. Edge of the box. Poked away from him by Gundogan. Great challenge. Gundogan needs to clear it. Runs into traffic. But he's clipped and caught. And that's a free kick. Again, don't know if that was a free kick. I thought they'd got the ball first there. But for once, Barcelona have a decision that goes their way from the referee. I'm surprised that didn't go. Surprised that didn't go Atletico's way there when Koundé pulled down Riquelme. The bench was up to protest and Simeone told his bench to sit back down. Don't want any sendings off themselves because I don't think this referee is taking any sort of abuse of any kind. And as Barcelona go long with the goal kick, I presume it is a half-time whistle blown by tonight's referee, Jose Martinez, who's been at the forefront of a lot of big decisions that have gone for and against both sides. But the goal that puts Barcelona ahead was scored by João Felix. He's currently on loan from Atletico Madrid. He was assisted by Lewandowski, who squared the ball. And on the edge of the 6-yard box, Felix just poked that ball home to the far corner. No chance for Oblak in the Atletico goal. It's delight for Barcelona, who put themselves second place in the table if they can keep these 3 points. Xavi, near the end of the half, was also sent off for his reactions to fouls and free kicks and fouls that weren't given against his side. He was sent off by tonight's referee. But here at the Wanda Metropolitano, it is a goal from João Felix in the 38th minute that separates the two sides as at half-time here. It is Atletico 0, Barcelona 1. Barcelona have dominated the possession, not had loads of chances. I think the biggest one they had was the goal. I don't think they really had many. I don't think they had other big chances that I can recall. They just had a lot of possession in their own half, which was probably starting to frustrate Barcelona, but they were able to get forward and score. For Atletico, with the lack of the ball they've had, they have had some opportunities in and around the 18-yard box. Barrios curled one just wide of the post. Morata, just near the end of the half, whilst it was 1-0 Barcelona, he hit a shot over the crossbar. So they've had half chances of their own, Atletico, not been able to find the back of the net, and Barcelona have, and it means they are 1-0 up at the break. The last 3 meetings between these two have ended 1-0 Barcelona, and that's where we're at the minute in this game. Could be a 4th win in a row for Barcelona by a 1-0. They have won the last 4 against Atletico. All those 1-0 wins they picked up against Atletico were all in 2023. And like I say, Barcelona haven't lost a league game away from home this season. Yes, they've drawn 6 of the 13, but to not lose is very impressive. Their last away defeat was on the last day of last season against Celta Vigo on the 4th of June. And for Atletico, they haven't lost at home in the league since Barcelona came here and won 1-0 on the 8th of January, 26 games ago now. So, 2 very impressive records at stake here. And it looks like, at the moment, it's Atletico's unbeaten home run, which could be coming to an end. Like I say, for Atletico, they haven't just not lost at home. They've won the majority of their games. Atletico have won 13 of their 14 games at home this season. The one game they didn't win was a 3-3 draw against Getafe back on the 19th of December. So it's 2 very strong teams we've got a team that are very strong at home and we've got a team that are very strong away, and it's been a pretty even game in terms of chances. Atletico Madrid have had 2 chances. Barcelona have had 1 big chance, which they've scored from. But I'm going to be going for this half-time break. Make sure you come back for the second half. There is at half-time at the Wanda Metropolitano. It's currently Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 1. We are back for the second half of this La Liga fixture between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. And it's Barcelona who lead at the moment. Just close to the end of the first half, João Felix, against his parent club, scoring. Once again, he scored the only goal between these two in early December when Barcelona won 1-0. It's his 6th goal of the season in the league for João Felix. His last was against Getafe on the 24th of February, so around 3 weeks ago was his last goal. It's his. He also scored 3 in the Champions League already. João Felix, a brace against Shakhtar Donetsk in the first game of the Champions League campaign. These 3 points for Barcelona currently put them second in the table above Girona, who have unfortunately had a bit of a fall off recently. And the only red card we've had in the game has been on the bench. Xavi, the Barcelona manager, has been sent off for his multiple poor reactions when decisions haven't gone his way. And in fairness, we said in the first half, I had a bit of sympathy for Xavi, because the referee at times didn't have the greatest of halves. Some of his decisions were a little bit, I'd say, wrong personally, and they went against Barcelona more often than not. But they have a lead, and they've got one they can protect. They have won the last 4 in a row against Atletico, and they want to try and make it 5 if possible. Atletico haven't lost at home in the league since the 8th of January against Barcelona, and Barcelona haven't lost away since the 4th of June. They are unbeaten away in the league this season so far. Barcelona in general are on quite a good run at the moment. They have only picked up 3 defeats in their last 19 in all competitions. The defeats coming against Real Madrid in the Super Cup final in mid-January, and then losing to Bilbao in the quarter-final of the Copa del Rey on the 24th of January. And then also their last league defeat came on the 27th of January, losing against Villarreal in the league, which was a 5-3 defeat at home. Quite a heavy one for Barcelona. And it looks like Atletico will make changes. A man they brought in from Barcelona in the summer after spending 2 seasons on loan with them, and that is Antoine Griezmann. He's having a fantastic scoring season himself. 11 in the league, 19 in all competitions. Antoine Griezmann hadn't played any minutes in the last 5 before the game against Inter Milan, where he came off the bench against Inter. Started against Inter after missing the previous 5 before that. But it looks like he will be coming on at half-time here, the number 7 for Atletico. And it is going to see number 12, Samuel Lino, come off. And they're going to make a double change. It's going to be Antoine Griezmann and Memphis Depay. Looks like they're going to really go for this one, Atletico. And Memphis Depay will replace number 19 of Alvaro Morata, which is interesting. Their leading scorer this season, Alvaro Morata, got 14 in the league, 20 in all competitions. He's replaced by Memphis Depay, and Antoine Griezmann is on for Samuel Lino. So it might be a bit of change in shape here for Atletico, possibly. We'll have to see how they line up at the start of this second half. So it will be Atletico Madrid to kick off this second half. They'll be kicking left to right, Barcelona right to left. It's Barcelona with the lead. Atletico go long from kickoff. Headed away on the edge of the box by Forts for Barcelona. Flicked on by Felix. Can't be picked up by Lopez. Sent out to the right-hand side by De Paul. Chested down by Fort for Barca. Plays inside to Sergio Roberto. Now on the halfway line with Lewandowski. Lays it off for Lopez. Quickly plays out to the right towards Rafinha. But there is Atletico's first yellow. And it's on number 20, Sergio Roberto, as he laid off the ball. It was caught late there by Rodrigo De Paul. And 30 seconds into the second half, Atletico pick up a booking. Yeah, Sergio Roberto played it to Lewandowski on halfway. He was caught very late by Rodrigo De Paul. Bit of a nasty one there on the right ankle of Sergio Roberto. So midway inside the Barcelona half, it's Araujo on the ball. Goes forward here, beyond the halfway line, looking for Lewandowski, goes through for Witsel instead for Atletico Madrid at the back. It's now with Oblak in the 6-yard area. Plays it to his right here to Stefan Savic. He plays it forward to Molina. Around the corner, it's a left-footed ball. He'll find Depay, former Barcelona man himself. So 2 former Barcelona players off the bench at the start of the second half as Lewandowski's played through in the area. Right-footed shot off the post and in. It is lethal from Robert Lewandowski, who scores for Barcelona. He had failed to score in his last 3 in La Liga, but he's got goals in back-to-back games now. Against Napoli midweek, and now against Atletico at the weekend. Atletico gave the ball away so cheaply inside their own half, and Barcelona pounced. Lewandowski scoring his 13th of the season in La Liga. It's 20 now in all competitions. Depay found De Paul, whose pass was nowhere near Barrios. Rafinha played it through for Lewandowski, who was sent away from goal by Stefan Savic, but even slightly off-balanced and on a tighter angle, Robert Lewandowski was able to work himself around the ball, strike a right-footed shot to the far corner, which clipped off the post and into the back of the net. That is nothing short of pure class from Robert Lewandowski. That is brilliant. It's his first goal against them in a Barcelona shirt. And right after the half-time break, it's Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 2. Superb from Lewandowski. Like I say, he was forced away from goal, but he was able to get his body back around the ball and get that right-footed shot away. And again, Jan Oblak, just not a chance on earth for him to save that one. Huge mountain to climb now for Atletico Madrid. As Ter Stegen gives it away, but Roberto recovers it with a big slide challenge, which wins the ball for Barcelona. And it's Lewandowski lifting it forward towards Rafinha, trying to cut inside from the right-hand side, but it's well dealt with by Ronaldo. And Atletico can play it to the far side here. To Riquelme, forward to Griezmann, who plays it through here to Riquelme, who's onside, down the left-hand side. One-on-one with Koundé, through into Barrios, who's got a ball into the box to aim for. It's to the far post to Llorente, who will not keep it in next to the corner flag there. And there'll be a throw-in for Barcelona on this near side. Such a bad pass from De Paul. It was nowhere near Barrios. He can't be to blame. It's a De Paul error. But Lewandowski, who's touched away from goal, looked like the chance had gone, but got it away from Savic, who was trying to close him down. And off the post and in. Atletico won the ball back from this throw-in from Barcelona. Depay gets the last touch here off Hector Fort, and it's a throw-in for Atletico in the final third here on the near side. It'll be taken by Nahuel Molina, who's making his 4th start in a row against Barcelona. Atletico's number 16. He's going to throw this ball into the 18-yard box here towards the byline, controlled by Depay. Just gets away from him and dealt with here by Barcelona, with João Felix being dispossessed by Molina. It's now De Paul to cross it into the box here, headed one on the edge by Araujo. And then the flick down there from Roberto sends away Lopez, and the Barcelona counter-attack is on. He sent Rafinha a little bit wider, but he cuts inside away from Ronaldo, and then through for Lopez. Lewandowski's on his own. The overcooked cross goes behind for a goal kick, and Lewandowski goes over the advertisement boards. He likes the attempt there, Lewandowski. He understands that it was overhit, and I think Lopez knows that as well. Not too far away. Lewandowski tried to keep it in. But Lewandowski and Barcelona have just looked so clinical when they do get forward. And in fairness, they haven't been forward plenty of times. A lot of the possession they have had has been in their own half. But when they do get forward, they just look like they're going to score every time. And you'd expect so with the attacking power they've got up front. They've already got the ball back here on the halfway line. Far side, Rafinha with the ball. Just going back into the midfield here to Gundogan. Now Roberto back into Araujo in the back line for Barcelona. It's now Kubasi making his 10th La Liga appearance of the season. It's his 9th start, and they've all come in the last 10 games from January through now to March. the 17-year-old centre-back who plays a brilliant ball forward to João Felix, flicks it into Lewandowski, then in behind for Lopez. Overhit by Lewandowski. Would have been a really smooth counter there. It was a nice flick from Felix, a brilliant ball to him by Pau Kubasi, the 17-year-old centre-back who made his debut this season at the age of 16. Ball over the top there for Atletico Madrid, but it's cleaned up by Araujo, out-muscling Depay and clearing it down the Barcelona left. The ball just bounced over Kubasi, who misjudged it. A little bit of inexperience there, but Araujo, his centre-back partner, helped him out. But Atletico will have it now on the left wing with Riquelme onto his right foot, striking towards goal. It's had to be parried behind for a corner. Didn't fancy trying to hold that one to Stegen, just wanted it away from goal. As Rodrigo Riquelme is looking for his first La Liga goal since late October. He's got 3 altogether for the season, and he's won his side a set piece here. And he'll be taken by Antoine Griezmann, the former Barcelona player. Outswinger to the near post, volleyed back to him by Rafinha. Griezmann with a second try at it. Griezmann takes an extra touch to then deliver the ball to the far post where Savic can't quite beat Araujo. Drops to Llorente, brilliant save. On the rebound, it's another save. That is outstanding from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. That is why he is one of the best in Europe. That's why he kept 26 La Liga clean sheets last season. He's been out for a couple of months this campaign with an injury, but he's been back the last month or so, and that is brilliant. Really good outside of the boot volley from Llorente. Ter Stegen was equal to it. He could only parry it back out to Memphis Depay, and with his left boot, he could just avoid that second attempt going into the back of the net. You just don't see better goalkeeping than that in Europe. And it keeps Barcelona's clean sheet for the moment. They've only picked up 3 clean sheets this season away from home. But they might find another one tonight if Ter Stegen keeps goalkeeping the way he is. That was brilliant. The Llorente volley was hit so sweetly as well. Kubasi, that's a great win of possession deep in the Atletico Madrid half. Gundogan, tackled by De Paul, ball in the air. Drops to Lewandowski, in behind for Rafinha, who will keep it in and hooks it to the far post, where it's hit the roof of the net, and behind for a goal kick. It's been a really lively second half, and Atletico Madrid are going to make more changes here. Looks like Angel Correa and Koke will come on. As they play it forward here to Memphis Depay, holding the ball up away from Kubasi, and finding Llorente, who will charge down the Atletico Madrid right. There's a switch on to the opposite side of the pitch. It's audacious. It's a bit too much for Llorente to handle. And he goes straight out and play for a goal kick towards the corner flag. Asking a lot of himself there. Marcus Llorente on his 200th La Liga appearance. But Robert Lewandowski with that goal just before. He is now 10 away from the total amount he got last season. Lewandowski scored 23 in La Liga last season, 10 at home and 13 away. Scored loads of goals at the start of the season, and at the end he scored 6 in his last 8 in the league last season. Robert Lewandowski, just the one hat-trick though at Barcelona back in September of 2022. Ter Stegen goes long here for Barca, cut out by the chest of Ronaldo, who finds Witsel. It's a bit short, but Witsel will get there ahead of Lewandowski. And it's played forward there by Barrios, held up by Depay again, and feeds it to the right wing here to Molina. Into the final third, he needs to get the cross right. It's a low one towards Llorente, cut out by Kubasi. And it's a corner conceded in Atletico Madrid's favour. Even though he's conceded the corner there, it's good defending by Kubasi. He very much looks like he's just turned 17, a very young face there on the 6-foot centre-back. Just one goal for Atletico, and they're right back in the game. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger here from the near side by Antoine Griezmann. Towards the far post, Ter Stegen punches. It's another volley that can't be quite caught by Barrios. It's gone backwards instead to De Paul, who will recycle the ball back in the box for Atletico. To the far post of Griezmann, who heads it across, and it's volleyed away by João Felix. And there'll be a throw-in the final third here for Atletico, who won't give up the fight. There's no such thing as giving up under Diego Simeone, who's been at the club since December 2011, taking charge of his 670th game, where they've only lost 126, which I think is pretty impressive, in all honesty. His first loss as Atletico boss was in fact to Barcelona, 2-1 at home in February 2012. As the ball goes into the box there by Depay. Swung at it there, Riquelme. He sliced it behind him, but he'll keep it in on the corner flag on the far side. Riquelme has it. There's 4 players in the box for Atletico. If he can work across, but he can't even work his way around Koundé. And Barcelona can look to try and counter here with the right back bringing the ball forward here. Koundé still has it beyond the halfway line. Turns backwards and plays it into the midfield. Goes across here to the left to Sergio Roberto. Brilliant play there by Koundé. Now Felix on the left wing. Going inside to his right here to Roberto. And then back into his own half here to Gubasi. Gundogan in the centre circle. Wanting to go forward if possible. He will find the pass here to Lopez. It's now Roberto forward to Felix in the central area. João Felix playing it through towards Rafinha. Cut out well there by Riquelme. And it's played through by Barrios into Antoine Griezmann, who holds up the ball. Not got many options around him. Has to go back here into Barrios. It's now Rodrigo de Paul, midway side the Atletico half. Switches it to the right. It's a great ball. Llorente can chest it in front of him. Marcus Llorente. Just outside the box. Finding Molina. Back to Llorente. The cross needs to be right. It's the low one. It comes off Kubasi. Back into Llorente. So the attack will remain alive for the moment here. As Atletico get it into the box with Depay. Controls it. Finds Molina, who's offside. Offside there. Molina. Just a little bit lazy. Needs to keep himself onside if possible. As with 32.5 minutes to play here. It looks like Atletico will make those 2 changes as they are 2 down at the moment. So the first change, we'll see Marcus Llorente off for Koke. He came close to scoring just before, if it wasn't for that brilliant ter Stegen save. And the second change does see Angel Correa come on. And I'm not sure who he has replaced, Angel Correa, but he is on the pitch here. As Lewandowski on the right wing receives it, dribbles away from Witsel. Still with Lewandowski. It goes into Gundogan. Pass forward to Lopez. So Riquelme off for Correa. As Lopez brings it forward, plays it to his right to Lewandowski. First time cross towards Felix, who will touch it in towards the 6-yard box. And it's cleared away there by Correa. And it's a throw-in for Barcelona. Almost a third there. Like I say, every time they come forward, they look like scoring. That cross just flicked on by Savic, which made it a bit more awkward for Felix. Barcelona's back on the halfway line with Kubasi. Finds Roberto, back to Kubasi, being closed down here by Correa. Finds the pass forward to Gundogan, his touch gets away from him. Koke forward to Griezmann, counters on here. Antoine Griezmann, he's got options to his right, lifts it towards Correa, but it's headed away by Kubasi. What a player he is at the age of 17. It is unbelievable. He's not come directly through the Barcelona academy. They did pick him up in 2018 from Girona, so he has been at Barcelona for just under 6 years, but he's not come directly through Barca. They did pick him up from Girona. There's Rafinha, tackled by Barrios, and then poked forward by Koke into Griezmann. They've got to start making these opportunities count when they win the ball back from Barcelona. Angel Correa, so isolated on the Atletico right, skips beyond the challenge of Roberto. Correa, 22 yards out, lets fly and drags it wide. Never seemed like he was going to catch that one, Correa. He was looking for a move to Saudi in January because Angel Correa has been starved of real games this season, mainly off the bench. He's only started 10 games all season out of a possible 43. And he's had to come off the bench again tonight. And as Lewandowski scored that goal, the Barca bench went crazy. His assistants of Oscar Hernandez and Sergio Allegri. So Barca are going to make a change of half an hour to play. Then number 11 of Rafinha will be replaced by the star boy of Lamine Yamal. 16 years of age, born in July 2007. He made his debut at the age of 15 years, 9 months and 16 days. He was the youngest Barcelona player to play for the club since 1922. This is his 40th appearance for the club already at the age of 16. That is absolutely ridiculous for Lamine Yamal. I haven't watched him play before. I know as a commentator you've got to be keeping track of all leagues, but the Spanish league isn't shown too often in England, unfortunately, unless you fork out the money to pay for it, but it's free at times on ITV. So I'm very excited to watch this young 16-year-old who's made his debut at 15 last season. Absolutely ridiculous. He can play off both wings as well, Lamine Yamal, who will Receive the ball here from Koundé, possibly. No, Koundé keeps it and goes forward into Lopez instead, down that right channel. That is a fantastic ball. Lopez in the corner of the box, plays it through towards Lewandowski. Well read there by Molina. And Atletico again win the ball back. Koke with a 1-2 with Griezmann. Koke finding Rodrigo De Paul in the midfield. Needs to try and go forward if possible. De Paul away from the challenge of Lopez. Just no options in front of him. Goes out to the right here to Molina. Just not enough going forward for Atletico as Koke will switch out to the left here. Controlled by their number 24, Pablo Barrios, who was formerly of Real Madrid before joining Atletico in 2017. He tries to get the return ball here from Griezmann, which cut out by Koundé, who goes back into ter Stegen in the 6-yard box. For Barcelona, left-footed pass from the German goalkeeper, and it finds Lopez brilliantly. And out to the right it goes here to Yamal. And then back to the halfway line to Koundé. It's now Roberto to Lopez, back into Koundé. And it's Barcelona in possession. As that El Clasico game does come up in 3 games' time. They've got Las Palmas and Cadiz to play first in the league. And within that as well, they will also have the Champions League quarter-finals before Real Madrid, where they face PSG, and Atletico have got a favourable draw against Borussia Dortmund. Ter Stegen goes long, looking in behind for Lewandowski, who will get there ahead of Stefan Savic. It's route one stuff from Barcelona, and it almost works. Lewandowski dragging that shot wide. Stefan Savic misjudging the bounce. It was almost an assist for Andre Ter Stegen, who's been brilliant tonight. It's very simple. It's just a ball over the top. Savic misjudged it. But Lewandowski, about 6 yards out, on a tight angle, just dragged it well wide of the goal. As it looks like Atletico Madrid are going to make another change here. So it's Barcelona having the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box with the goalkeeper Ter Stegen. 31 years of age. Now, we mentioned it before how Ter Stegen's only played 38 games for his country, but he's very unfortunate. He's come through an era with Manuel Neuer in it, so he's never appeared at a Euros or a World Cup. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. That could change in the summer, depending on the fitness of Manuel Neuer, who is back in goal for Bayern with a long layoff he's had with a leg injury. But still with Barca midway inside their own half. Across the 18-yard box now by Kubasi into Araujo. Ter Stegen forward to Gundogan. Into Araujo in a right-back position in the defensive third for Barca. He goes forward centrally to Lewandowski, who controls it very skillfully and lays it back here into Gundogan. 2 former teammates at Borussia Dortmund. It's Gundogan to send it over the top here for Koundé from right back, who's marauded forward towards the byline. Koundé keeps it in. Keeps it away from Barrios. Finds Lewandowski. Cross goes into Lopez! And that's a brilliant header. And Barcelona are ripping Atletico apart here. The last team to beat Atletico at home in the league was Barcelona, and they're doing it again. Well over a year now, Atletico have been unbeaten here in the league. But it's just something to do with Barcelona's style of play that they can just never handle. Barcelona are on track to win their 5th game in a row against tonight's opposition. The last 3 meetings between these two have been 1-0 wins for Barcelona. This time, they've scored a lot more than 1. They've just scored their 3rd. Gundogan with a brilliantly weighted ball over the top for Koundé, who kept it in. Took on Barrios, playing the ball back to Lewandowski, who's collected his 2nd assist of the night alongside his goal. Just a perfect weighted cross over the head of Witsel, and on the 6-yard line, all alone, Fermin Lopez, who was named on the bench at the start of the game, but was a late replacement for Andreas Christensen, who couldn't make the start of the game, presuming due to a injury picked up in the warm-up. But Fermin Lopez has come in as the late replacement and has performed magnificently well. Even before his goal, his runs off the ball have caused issues for Atletico all night. And he scores his 3rd goal of the season. He's made his 3rd start in a row in the league tonight. And he scored a goal which reflects his performance. Constant problems at Atletico due to the performance of Fermin Lopez, and he's been rewarded with a goal. And it's 3-0 here, and Barcelona deserve it for sure. So dangerous when going forward. And Atletico just quite simply have not been able to deal with it. We've had another change since the goal. Rodrigo de Paul, who gave away the ball for the Barcelona second, has been replaced by Saul, who spent a little bit of time on loan at Chelsea in the 21-22 season. It's been quite the performance from Barcelona, who haven't lost away from home all season, and you can see why. When they're playing their football like this, it's very nice to watch. We've got a quarter of the game to go here, and it looks like Atletico Madrid's unbeaten record at home in the league will come to an end. They haven't been beaten here since the 8th of January 2023. And their only loss all season here was against Bilbao in the Copa del Rey first leg. It's Gundogan. Sees another ball over the top here for João Felix, this time on the left-hand side. Oh, it sticks to him. What a touch that is. João Felix on his right foot tries the cross. It comes off Molina, and it'll be kept in by João Felix on the byline. Moves it away from Witsel. And now the play goes for a throw-in for Atletico on this near side in their right-back area. Not quite sure what's been given. I think it's actually a Barcelona throw-in, so last touch didn't come off João Felix there. So Barcelona still high inside the Atletico half here. As they go to the halfway line here to Kubasi. Across to Araujo. Now with Gundogan. To Roberto. Gundogan. Roberto again working it to the far side here. Lopez into Yamal. It's now Koundé. Back into Gundogan. And these 3 points will see Barcelona into second place. Building on their win in the week against Napoli. That 3-1 win. Goals from Lopez. So he has scored in back-to-back games now for Barca. Brilliant for the young 20-year-old midfielder. He signed a new 4-year deal at the club in August 2023. It's now with ter Stegen. It's on the edge of the 6-yard box. Sends it out to the right-hand side where Koundé heads it on towards Yamal. Keeps it in with a ball inside to Lewandowski. Back to Yamal, who can keep it away from Reinildo. But his touch goes into Koke, not a yellow Barcelona shirt. And they can attack here. Atletico with Griezmann in the left wing position. It didn't quite work for him at Barcelona, unfortunately. His pass comes off Yamal. That'll be a throw in for Atletico. Like I say, Antoine Griezmann spent quite a lot of time at Barca altogether. But he's back at home now. But Antoine Griezmann hasn't scored in his previous 14 La Liga games against Barcelona, which is quite the poor record against the United side. Griezmann was at Barca from July 2021 to January 2023. Scored 14 in 42 games. As Lewandowski's been sent over the top there. Oblak just outside of his box to clear away. Ahead of Lewandowski, who's been involved in every goal so far tonight. At the age of 35, Lewandowski turns 36 in August. But still got it. Still as good. And his goal scoring throughout his career has just been scary. His record for Bayern was just not human. 344 goals for him in 375 Bayern appearances. Just quite incredible. You run out of superlatives for a player like Lewandowski. It seems like his career has really, really peaked in his 30s. I know he was good in his 20s, I'm not saying he wasn't, but the records and the numbers he was pulling out when he entered his 30s during the COVID season was just nothing short of spectacular. As Correa enters the 18-yard box for Atletico, lays it off into the edge of the box here where Barrios shoots straight over the crossbar. He came closer himself in the first half. That one was a bit further away. Over the bar it went from the number 24 as he was laid off by Angel Correa. Hit it first time. Just always rising over the crossbar there for Atletico. Both teams have now conceded the same amount of goals in La Liga. They've both conceded 34 each. And with Atletico winning 13 of their 14 home games this season in the league, they had won 5 in a row. But that home record is being ripped to shreds here by this youthful, exciting Barcelona side. Whoever the manager is to come in to replace Xavi next season definitely has a foundation to work with. They've got a great balance of experience and youth with the likes of Gundogan and Lewandowski, and then the youngsters also coming through as Depay has a shot there for Barcelona, for Atletico, and Depay can't believe he's not being given a corner there. Let's have a look. Depay wriggling away from a lot of yellow shirts there. Bit of battling going on. Somehow he worked his way in to have a shot, and I don't know. May have took a nick, may not have. It would have been hard for the referee to see. But it has resulted in a Barcelona goal kick, and they've got it to the halfway line here to Koundé on the far side. Still on the ball here, the Frenchman finds João Felix in the central area. Plays it to the left here to Hector Fort, left back, 17-year-old. He has been really good tonight. Second start for him in the first team. His other start came in the 5-3 defeat against Villarreal in January. Much better performance from him tonight as they've got it to the far side here. Lamine Yamal trying to cut in onto his left foot. Lays it off into Sergio Roberto, who can work well. Almost worked himself away there from Saul before being brought down by the Atletico number 8. He's also had a brilliant game tonight, Sergio Roberto, the captain for Barcelona. He hasn't played any minutes in the league since the 4th of January. Very much a impact sub-player if needed. He did provide an assist against Napoli off the bench in the week, so he's clearly still got it, the 32-year-old. So in the final third, on the right-hand side, it's a chance for Barcelona to cross the ball in. They've got a dead ball specialist in Ilkay Gundogan, who will look to deliver this ball into the 18-yard box, where Araujo's got forward for Barcelona from the back, so is Koundé. It will be the right foot here of Gundogan to put the ball into the box. It's a header into the air by Witsel. Still a chance here for Barcelona, possibly. Koundé towards Araujo, hooked over the head of Savic. And it's still alive here for Barcelona. It's Sergio Roberto heads it forward, but straight to an Atletico Madrid player, but the ball to Correa has gone straight through for Fort. And it's Barca back on the ball inside the Atletico half. Felix finding Lopez. And then back to the halfway line here to Kubasi. It's now Ilkay Gundogan in the centre circle. Going back to the number 4 of Ronald Araujo, who's just got the 1 goal so far this season, the centre-back. That came away at Sociedad in a 1-0 win in early November. Ter Stegen, forward, flicked on by Lewandowski, just away from Lopez. For Barcelona, midway inside the Atletico Madrid half, and it's cleared away in the end by Oblak. And it's headed away into the air by Kubasi, controlled by Lewandowski. Keeps it away from Koke, but not away from Barrios, who's, I don't think he was the one who fouled Lewandowski then. I think Koke just pulled him back as he got away from him. Yeah, Koke just clipping and pulling Lewandowski. That's why the free kick was given in the end, not what Barrios did. As Barcelona have worked it down the right, Koundé is away again. Into the box he goes. He kicks it off Saul. That should be a corner. Oh, they give a goal kick. I mean, the officials are probably better placed than I am, but I thought the last touch there came off Reinildo. As Barca are going to make changes of their own here. It's going to be a double change. Soon we're going to see them. Atletico have already got the game going. It's into Barrios. Big ball out to the left. It's a high one. It's controlled by Saul. 5 yards inside the Barca half. Plays it across to his right here to Correa. He wants to go forward. Shows too much of it to Gundogan. Forward by Roberto. Cut out by Witsel ahead of Lewandowski. It's now Correa in a central area. He's going to go for a long-range strike. Frustrated there. He will deflect for a corner though, so it could have been a lot worse there for Correa because he was never going to score from that far out. About 35 yards out, he's gone for the shot there. They want to take it quickly. Griezmann goes short here and gets the return. Griezmann now to the edge of the area to Koke. Can't deliver it. He's got Roberto stood in front of him. Koke's been forced back here towards the halfway line. Then returns it towards Koke. Goes away from him. And the ball will roll out for a throw-in. What a waste that is for Atletico. Trying to go quick with the corner. But it's resulted in Barcelona winning the ball back. So the change is going to be made. João Felix, who has scored in both games against his parent club on loan at Barcelona, he made it 1-0 tonight, and he made it 1-0 in the reverse game. And he'll be replaced here by Barcelona's number 19 of Vitor Roque, signed for €40 million in January, coming over from Brazil, making his 11th appearance for Barcelona. So Felix off for Roque. And the second change, we'll see Oriol Romeu, former Southampton man and Barcelona before. This is his second spell at the club. The number 18 will come on for Barcelona. And he will replace, not quite sure who he's replaced. I'll let you know as soon as I know. As Barcelona give it away from the throw-in. Lewandowski can't find Fort. So Oriol Romeu has come on for... I still don't know. I'll find out as soon as possible. Atletico in the final third. Molina to Griezmann. Through for Correa on the byline. Pulls it back. It drops towards Griezmann. And eventually a Barcelona clearance deflects off Saul and behind for a goal kick. Almost a clean sheet. Going away from Barcelona there. It's good work down the right-hand side from Molina, Griezmann and Correa. So it's Sergio Roberto who's come off, the captain. Sergio Roberto off for Oriol Romeu, who's on the ball at the moment. Goes back to the edge of the area here to Kubasi. It's now the left-back foot, who is right-footed, by the way. So he's played on his weak side as well. As Marcos Alonso has returned for Barcelona tonight, but just a bit too soon for him to start. The 33-year-old. He's missed the last 22 games with a back injury. So they had to go for Hector Fort, who was usually a right-back, but... He's filled in at left back tonight. In the back four, who look to be trying to keep a clean sheet here. Very difficult place to keep a clean sheet. As Barcelona go long again, in behind. Can't quite find Lopez in the final third. And Reinildo kicks the ball out of play for a Barcelona throw. In the final third on the far side. Taken quickly midway side the Atletico Madrid half there by Koundé. I just quite like how Barcelona can switch it up. They like to go short with their passing, but they can also go long if needs be. Romeu gets it down the line here for Yamal. Brilliant ball. Yamal's got Koundé on the overlap. Finds him. Koundé in the area. Pulls it across. Comes off Witsel. Corner kick. That was Koundé. It was a tightish angle, but I would have gone for the shot, mate. He's been really good down that right-hand side. Jules Koundé on his 150th La Liga appearance. And for Koundé, it's just one defeat for him in 10 now against Atletico in his career. So it's going to be a corner for Barcelona, who we're going to look to try and make it 4. It's going to be a right-footed out-swinger from Ilkay Gundogan. The ball is delivered towards the penalty spot. Koundé heads it down. It drops in the box. And it falls to Yamal. But there's a free kick in there given by the referee. Not quite sure what what it's been given for. But it's a free kick. Let's have a look. Koundé won the header. Maybe I think it's deflected off his hand. So it's a handball given against Koundé there. And Atletico will win the free kick. Just another thing on Lamine Yamal, the young winger who's come on for Barcelona. He actually scored the only goal in Barcelona's last La Liga game against Mallorca last week at home. 73rd minute winner. So, wasn't rewarded with a start tonight. But he's looked dangerous when he's been on the ball on that right wing since coming on. Throw in here for Barcelona on this near side with Hector Fort, who slid in and kicked the ball against Molina for Atletico to win the throw-in. Just less than 10 minutes of the 90 to play here. And Hector Fort does want to be substituted here. I think he's feeling it in his muscles. 17-year-old. As it's Atletico on the ball, taking the ball off Roque in the 18-yard area. Correa runs into Hector Fort. And I think it's going to be the change here for the young left-back. I don't know. I'm hoping it's not a hamstring injury. I'm hoping it's just fatigue that he's struggling with. as Hector Fort goes down here, wanting the change. And again, does look very young, Hector Fort. It's just crazy because these 16, 17-year-olds are a couple years older than me, and it just makes you think. It just makes you think how crazy it is. But what a performance. Like I say, his last start for Barcelona was in a 5-3 home defeat. But he's on now. He's off now. Very well deserved round of applause off the pitch. So Hector Fort, the left back, will be substituted off here for Inigo Martinez, a free transfer they brought in from Atletico Bilbao in the summer. And a second change will see the scorer of the third, Fermin Lopez, the central midfielder. He will be replaced by another central midfielder, and that is Marc Casado, another 20-year-old coming on for just his third appearance of the season. And it is his La Liga debut. His two other appearances this season were in the Champions League, and he's on for his La Liga debut. What a moment for the number 30 for Barcelona. So we're back underway. Ball on the edge of the 18-yard box for Atletico, with Axel Witsel taking over from Jan Oblak. It's now with Koke. Antoine Griezmann in the centre circle, playing it to the left here to Reinildo. Barrios is in front of him, plays it to Barrios, gets the return. Reinildo gets the ball caught under his feet, but can just about shift it away from Yamal. To Witsel, and Atletico keep the ball in their own half here. Into Barrios, who's coming to a more central area here. Going to the right centre half of Stefan Savic. He'll bring the ball forward here. And goes over the top, looking for Memphis Depay. Chests it down, keeps it away from Araujo at the moment on the edge of the box. Good spin from Depay and playing it through for Correa. It's a tight angle. The pass needs to be right. It's been intercepted by Kubasi. What a piece of defending that is. And still Atletico can't break through this Barca defence with a goal. Barrios swings it in this time. Header away from Araujo. That's brilliant. Cleared for Barcelona up towards Lewandowski, who's going back towards his own goal here and gives it away to Molina. Ball to his left, finds Koke. Edge of the box. Forward for Correa. In the area. Finds Witsel, who's forward from centre-back all the way through. It's a brilliant ball. Finds Griezmann at the far post. To the near post. It comes off Depay and away from goal. And Barca look to counter, but they win it back from Gundogan. In towards Correa at the far post. Tries to touch it down for Witsel, but it can be cleared away there by Vitor Roque for Barcelona. So Atletico coming close there. The biggest chance was Correa with the ball on the byline, looking for the cutback, but it was well dealt with there by Pau Kubasi. It's now on this near side. Koke putting it across to the opposite side here, to Barrios. Forward to Saul, who just about keeps it away there from Koundé. It's now battle Barrios on halfway. Forward to Depay, who can pick it up deep here, can turn and takes himself out of the game, falling over his own feet. And Casado for Barcelona finds Lewandowski. There's no run being made down the line. Yamal will eventually chase it down. Reinildo will get there first. He has to keep the ball in. He goes over the challenge there. That's a free kick right in front of the corner flag, taken quickly by Atletico to their goalkeeper of Oblak, who shifts it to the right here, just inside the 18-yard box to Savic. Forward to Molina. Inside here to Koke. Forward to Correa. Then back to the edge of the box to Witsel. Then forward here to Barrios, who just about moves it away from Yamal and Casado. Depay. Ball out to the right here to Griezmann, asking a lot of the experienced Frenchman. He will keep it in, though. It's a brilliant ball. Right on the byline here. One-on-one with Roque. Goes back into Correa, who wants a 1-2. He'll get it. Correa puts it across. It deflects. And the shot by Saul is put wide. About 8 yards out. He's completely pulled that shot there, Saul, who's yet to score this season in La Liga. Correa's definitely offered something down that Atletico right. It was kept in by Griezmann. He found Correa. Completed the 1-2 there with Molina and put it right across the face of goal. It came off the back of Araujo into Saul, who had a free shot at goal. And there was a bit of pressure there from Koundé, who was trying to block it, but just completely miscued the shot there. And Barcelona away on the left wing. Roque with it. Into the box he goes. Pulls it to the edge of the area. Can't quite find Gundogan. It deflects, though, here into Barcelona's number 18. And that is Romeu. Yamal into the box. Great pass. Gundogan pulls it through towards Roque. It's cut out by Savic. And Witsel clears it away. Well, as far as Martinez, who chests it forward here for Barcelona, here into Lewandowski. back to the halfway line through Romeo to Araujo. Still looks like both teams want to try and score, which is good to see, despite late on and both teams playing in midweek. I think it has taken a lot of I think it took a lot out of Atletico, that game against Inter Milan, having to play that extra time and then the whole pressure of the penalty shootout as well. It's down the left wing here towards the byline. Roque got Savic in front of him. Roque brought down by Correa, and that'll be a free kick for Barca. Well won there by Vitor Roque. The 19-year-old Brazilian turned 19 on the 28th of February. Just shows how much young talent this Barcelona team have. And with the right manager, they'll look to try and push for that La Liga title next season. They've only won one La Liga title in the last 4 seasons. They won 4 of the 5 titles from 2014 to 2019. Kind of the prime Messi, Suarez and Neymar era. Don't quite have that front three these days, but they've still got talent. They've still got ability. So it's almost like a short corner, this. You know, when they play to that person who comes short, it's like it's there, and the ball's been delivered in, header won, though, there by Saul, and the ball will roll out for a throw-in on the opposite side here for Barcelona. And even without Xavi on the sidelines, who was sent off at 1-0 in the first half, they've been able to get the result here. 3-0 away. They were the last team to beat Atletico here in the league, and they've done it again. Romeo goes back towards the halfway line here. Played across the halfway line by Araujo into Kubasi. Plenty of time on the ball here, the 17-year-old centre-back, who switches it back out to the right here to Koundé. It's a high ball, touches it down magnificently. But he has got Saul on his back. He's facing his own goal, so plays it into ter Stegen. We've got 2 minutes left of the 90. Barcelona lead by 3-0. Kubasi forward to Lewandowski's just dropped deep for the ball. Plays it to Casado, who's caught late there. Very late there by Koke. And that'll be a yellow card given by the referee. Is it Kubasi? Is it Koke? I think it was Barrios actually instead, who was the one who went in late there on Casado. Yeah, it was Barrios. Just got there when the ball had gone. His intentions was to get the ball. It's not like he's just took out Casado in frustration. He was genuinely going to get the ball, but Casado just got there first. Barcelona cross into the box there by Martinez, who's usually a centre-back, not known for his crossing ability. Nowhere near Lewandowski, behind for a goal kick. Is met by a thumbs up, though, there by Lewandowski. Admires the attempt. So it's a Atletico Madrid throw in here, just inside the Barca half. Thrown back onto the halfway line here to Koke. Finds Depay. It's now with Barrios. Goes to the left here to Reinildo. Not got a lot of options in front of him, so has to go across to his right here to Witsel. Then forward to Barrios. Then back out to Reinildo, who's been forced back towards his own goalkeeper. Just not enough options there for Atletico. Look like they may have run out of steam for tonight. Yob Black's clearance can't be controlled by Koke. Forced to Casado. It's now a Vitor Roque for Barcelona on the left wing, entering the box, pulling it across, just finds the feet of Witsel, but the clearance is poor. Barca come again. Casado brought down again late that by Koke this time around, and that will be a free kick. No booking though, but a free kick for Barcelona as we're about to hit minute 90 at the Wanda Metropolitano. Quite far out, about 30 yards, maybe even more, 35. I think it's 30, about 30 yards out here, just to the left side of the box, so suited for a right footer. It's a 3-man wall for Atletico, as we've had 3 minutes of added on time indicated from tonight's 4th official. So I think Gundogan will give this a go, and why not? No reason why he shouldn't. The game's wrapped up in the bag. Gundogan over the wall, straight into the hands of Oblak. Not enough into the top corner. Did well to get it over the wall, but Oblak was never going to be beaten there. Just over 2 minutes left here. I think Atletico just won the whistle. They've been well beaten tonight. Koke just trodden on their backs, and I think by Vitor Roque, Don't think it was maliciously done by the 19-year-old, but still a foul nonetheless. Yeah, it's almost the fact that Koke lost his footing slightly, so his foot was just a little bit further away from his body. And then Roque just stood on it by accident. Still given as a foul, though, by tonight's referee. As Atletico still have it in their own half here with Koke to the middle centre-back of that three, of Axel Witsel. Forward to Saul, plays it to the left of Renildo, who can't keep it in. I thought Atletico were okay in the first half. But this second half, it's just been the complete opposite way. They made a half-time change of bringing on Griezmann and Depay, and it's just not worked for them. I think sometimes in games, you've just got to admit when you're beaten, and this is the time. And as we return to the match here, it's Vitor Roque brought down as Oblak can stop the goal from going in. And we've had a red card. Vitor Roque wins a penalty. He was bearing down on goal, and he was brought down there by Molina, who gets the red card. It's his second red card for the club. His last red card came in game week 2 of last season. So Araujo played it in behind. And Vitor Roque might be offside here. So Molina might be saved. I don't even know if it's in the box, in fairness. It might just be outside the box. I think it's just outside. But if Vitor Roque was offside, and then I think Molina might be saved from the red. Like I said, they were showing replays. And then the cameras turned back to the action, and we just saw Roque in behind, bearing down on goal. If he's onside, it's a red card. If he's offside, it's not. And it's a free kick. He's been shown to be onside here, Vitor Roque. And Nahuel Molina has been sent his marching orders by the referee. Last man challenge on Vitor Roque, who was about to make it 4. I think the only saving grace for Atletico is that the foul took place outside the 18-yard box, so it's just a free kick for Barca. Well onside in the end from the VAR replay. And yeah, just caught Vitor Roque as he got in front of him. And it just goes from bad to worse tonight for Atletico. And it could get even worse because this free kick's just about 20 yards from goal. Again, just to the left side of the penalty spot. So again, more of an angle for a right footer where they've got Lewandowski and Gundogan standing behind the ball here. So Atletico down to 10. Stefan Savic was sent off in this fixture last season at the Wanda Metropolitano when Barca won 1-0 through Ousmane Dembele. The free kick's taken, it's deflected behind there by Reinildo as Gundogan laid it off short to Lewandowski. I think the referees give a goal kick. Kind of sums up his performance, really. The referee's been pretty poor today. So clearly takes a deflection. I don't think it'll matter because the whistle may have already been blown here for full time. And it has. Barcelona batter Atletico Madrid in their own backyard. They finish a 20-game unbeaten run in the league at home for Atletico. Their last home defeat here in La Liga was to Barcelona on the 8th of January. They hadn't lost a game since, until now. And this time they have been beaten by 3-0. A first-half goal from their own player, João Felix, who's currently on loan at Barcelona, scores for a second game in a row against Atletico. He scored the winner in the reverse game back in early December. That made it 1-0 at the break. It was made to be 2-0 in the second half by Robert Lewandowski 2 minutes into the second half. It was a great strike in the 18-yard box. He was worked away from goal, but was still able to get his body around the ball to strike it to the far corner, deflecting it off the post and in. And the third came with 25 minutes to play. He was a late replacement for Andres Christensen in the starting 11. And that is Fermin Lopez, who came in for his third start in a row in La Liga and scores in back-to-back games. Scored against Napoli in the second leg in the week. Scores again tonight. He was brilliant. His off-the-ball movement was what really made his performance stand out. And that made it 3. Barcelona could have had more. Atletico were just trying their best to try and keep it at 3. A red card was given right at the end of the game for Nahuel Molina, who brought down Vitor Roque on the edge of the box as a last-man challenge. He was sent off for the second time in his Atletico Madrid career, which almost just put the nail in the coffin for this Atletico side, who remain 5th now in the table. They have been leapfrogged by Atletico Bilbao, who now sit in 4th. Barcelona also leapfrog a team themselves. They go into 2nd place, going above Girona now, as Barcelona find themselves on 64 points, 8 behind Real Madrid, the league leaders. They still have to play Real Madrid on the 21st of April, so we could have some late twists and turns in this La Liga title race, but more than likely it will go to Real Madrid. Barcelona's aim will be 2nd, and that's where they sit at the moment, and they have very much deserved the 3 points here as they win at the Wanda Metropolitano, and it's Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 3. Fantastic bit of La Liga action. Very impressed with Barcelona. I've not watched them often this season. I think that's the first time I've watched them, in fairness, and they've come to a very difficult place. Like I say, Atletico Madrid haven't lost here in the league since the 8th of January 2023. They were 26 games unbeaten. But Barcelona have come here and made easy work of it, dominated the possession, were comfortable on the ball, even when the majority of the possession they had was in their own half. And just every time they went forward, it looked like Barcelona were going to score. Madrid had chances in the first half, lacked any in the second, really came off the boil in the second 45, and it's a deserved 3 points for Barcelona, who now find themselves 9 points above Atletico, who are in 5th place. Barcelona put themselves up into 2nd. And thanks to everyone who was here. Make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't already. Just the one commentary coming next week, and it's on Sunday. WSL action as West Ham women take on Chelsea women in the WSL, as we have an international break in the men's game, so there will be no international commentaries coming up. So just the one live stream for next week, so make sure you subscribe, notifications on, so you know exactly when that stream goes live. But here from the Wanda Metropolitano, we have seen Barcelona dominate, and they have triumphed once again against Atletico. It is now 5 wins in a row against Atletico for Barcelona. It is 9 unbeaten now for them in all competitions. They have deservedly found themselves in 2nd place at the end of the weekend. Atletico fall into 5th. They haven't finished outside the top 4 in La Liga since 2012. They don't want that to change this season. They need Champions League football. There's still a long way to go, but they need to bounce back from that defeat. It's now just 3 wins for Atletico in their last 11 games in all competitions. There's a lot to do. They've been fairly beaten here, as at the Wanda Metropolitano it finishes Atletico Madrid 0, Barcelona 3.